The Greenville Regional Preview on the college baseball experience of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. You can win up to 100 times your entry with Underdog Fantasy Pick'em. Sign up today with the promo code TCESGPN to claim your special pick plus first-time deposit offer up to $250 in bonus cash. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code TCESGPN. We're also brought to you by the Mega Memorial Merch Sale. 15% off everything in the SGPN merch store with promo code SGPNMay. And it is showtime once again here on the College Baseball Experience. Welcome back. I'm your host, Noah Bieniek, aka 77. Twitter is displayed there, right there on the YouTube screen, NoahB77_. That's my social media handle on all social media platforms right now. And we're previewing or attempting to preview all 16 regionals here for the college baseball, the NCAA Baseball Tournament. Previously, we went over the Knoxville Regional. Now we're going to go with their super regional dance partner, the Greenville Regional. Is there anything else that I wanted to say before I dive in? Let's just go right into it. So the 16th overall seed this season, the East Carolina Pirates, are your number one seed here. And honestly, this is going to be like one of my least favorite regionals to pick. I really don't have one that I feel super confident in, but let's dive through the teams. First off, where these teams will be playing this weekend: Clark LeClaire Stadium. Left field, 320 feet. Left center, 365. 400 dead center, 365 in the power right field alley, and then right field, 320 down the line. It's a smaller park. It's going to play to power. And East Carolina, the one seed, they're going to have one of the best atmospheres of the 16 regional hosts. This place gets nuts. The jungle, aka the outfield, is known to chirp some visiting players, and they don't normally go overboard with the negatives, but I mean, they will let you hear it. So it's going to be absolutely amazing. And those short fences also on the outfield, the fans are just hanging over them the entire time, screaming at the opposing players. Awesome atmosphere. Let's dive into the East Carolina Pirates. They finished the season 43-15, 26-4 this season at Clark LeClaire Stadium. The Pirates are plus 175. They come out of the Greenville Regional. East Carolina, they have a great lineup. However, the real strength of this year's team is the pitching staff. But unfortunately, they're battling quite a few injuries. The AAC Pitcher of the Year, Trey Yesavage, missed the AAC tournament due to a partially collapsed lung. Game 2 starter Zach Root just made his first appearance on the mound in over a month just last week. Superstar reliever Wyatt Lunsford-Shenkman has also been battling an injury over the last month. And he recently appeared for the first time in over a month last week. Lastly, ECU's Game 3 starter, Jake Hunter, is out for the year due to injury. So I'm not really high on the situation on the mound currently in Greenville, even though it has been very, very good for them this season. Is Trey Yesavage just going to be able to bounce back 1 week after a partially collapsed lung, jump onto the mound and act like it's all normal and pick up right where he left off? Zach Root, he's not even stretched out to be a starting pitcher right now. He missed an entire month. Is he supposed to go out there in game 1 and deal against Evansville to set you up to pitch Trey Yesavage against Wake Forest? I don't know. I have no idea what to expect from East Carolina on the mound starting games out this weekend. The offense will have to carry the Pirates over the weekend as they attempt to stretch out some of the returning pitchers again. And if that's the case, AAC Player of the Year Carter Cunningham will have a large role in the success. Cunningham is hitting .371 with 14 home runs an 1110 OPS, 70 runs scored, 60 RBI. And then Jacob Jenkins Cowart is also one of the heart and souls of this team. He's hitting 343 on the year with 73 RBI and 12 jungle balls. Overall, at the plate, the Pirates are very good, working pitch counts and battling as they have the fourth lowest strikeout rate in the country and 22nd best batting average in the nation with a 310. It's probably a good idea if I show this on the YouTube screen. If you're checking it out, go to YouTube, the College Baseball Experience. I've got some slides that I'm showing here as well. Shout out to the live chat that's absolutely rolling. Chad G says, Noah fucks, let's get it. And Crutch says, Evansville is a scary 4 seed. I do think they are one of the strongest 4 seeds. Honestly, I think VCU is the weakest 3 seed, though. We'll get to that in a little bit. So, like I said, the weekend rotation, what I expect from East Carolina here. Game 1, to be honest, I think it's TBA for all 3 games right now. Game 1, I would expect Zach Root. I would only really expect 3, 4, 5 innings, no more than 65 pitches. They have to stretch this guy out. And then they'll go into the bullpen game 1 against Evansville and trust that they can get the job done. Game 2, they're going to want to save Trey Yesavage for Wake Forest. I mean, that's probably the best way for you to get out of this regional. He's your best arm and also a more stretched out starter, even though he is coming off that partially collapsed lung. And then in game 3, it's either going to be Ethan Norby or Eric Ritchie. Both of those guys have appeared in starting roles since the injuries. So they would be your game 3, game 4 starter. Just one of them flip flop for game 3, game 4. The bullpen here has plenty of depth if they're healthy. 5 arms with at least 25 innings this season and an ERA under 4. Outside of WLS, who I've already mentioned previously, he's outstanding, one of the best relievers in the country. The ERA is ridiculous for him. But Danny Beal has done everything and more when he's been called upon by Coach Cliff Godwin. Beal has thrown 66 innings out of the pen with a 3.14 ERA. East Carolina will play Evansville in game 1 here under Coach Wes Carroll. The Purple Aces offense is legit. They rank inside the top 50 in multiple important offensive categories. The lineup contains 6 hitters with batting averages over 290. Outfielder Mark Schallenberger and Kip Fogeros are the offensive stars for this team. Schallenberger is hitting 388 with a 1241 OPS and 15 dingers, whereas Fogeros has a 346 average, a 1070 OPS, and leads Evansville with 17 home runs. The real shooting star here is freshman Friday night starter Kenton Deverman. The freshman lefty is 8-1 with a 4.03 ERA, 77 strikeouts, 20 walks in 98.1 innings with a 3.83 SIERA. Game 2 starter recently has been Donovan Schultz, the senior left-hander, who's also 5-2 this season, 5.72 ERA, 67 strikeouts, 28 walks in 83.1 innings with a 4.30 SIERA. And then your game 3 or game 4 starters here is going to be Shane Harris, Kevin Reed. One of those guys is going to throw game 3. One of those guys is going to go game 4. Shane Harris doesn't have as many starts as Reed, but he's been much better this season. On paper, the bullpen looks rough for the so-called aces, but their 5 most used arms out of the pen are all stamped with ERAs over 6.20. So I don't really expect too much for them. Honestly, if you get 6-7 innings from Deverman, I do expect this bullpen to, keep this thing a close game and allow East Carolina to really build some momentum at the end of this game. They're a team that is not going to give up in the later half of the innings, especially with that home crowd behind them. They won't let up. They won't let this team give up. So the first game here, I'm gonna reluctantly take East Carolina just because of the bullpen issues with Evansville, and it's kind of a theme with this regional. We'll get to the second matchup between Wake Forest and VCU in 1 minute, but I want to let you know that you can join me on the College Baseball Experience throughout the road to Omaha, as this show is the industry leader in NCAA baseball gambling analysis. The tournament begins Friday morning, May 31st, during the week leading up to Friday. Listen to all 16 regional previews or the bracket picks episode to make sure you get down on some of the best priced Futures available. Join the College Baseball Experience bracket group to compete against myself and some of my friends in the college baseball gambling space and at SGPN. Prizes will be announced soon. Also, I will be releasing daily picks episodes throughout the entire tournament. Experience the better side of college baseball with the College Baseball Experience. Also, Underdog Fantasy is available in 30-plus states, including California, Texas, and Canada. They also just launched their Champions, which is their player format in Florida, and now they're legal for drafting in the state of Michigan. Sign up today with the promo code TCESGPN to claim your special pick plus first-time deposit offer up to $250 in bonus cash. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code TCESGPN. And if you're betting on NBA player props this postseason, then you need to download Rhythm. Rhythm, RITHMM, gives you a menu of the best player props for every single NBA playoff game. Make it easy to go through and find the best props to put your money on in seconds. From superstars to bench players, Rhythm finds the best player prop lines, all backed by AI data, without you needing to endlessly scroll a sports book. Start a free 7-day trial and start winning your NBA player props with Rhythm. Available wherever you get your apps. All right. I mean, this thing's rolling along here. Shout out to everybody who's tuned in. Pissed Off Pirate says another potential starter is Ethan Norby for game 1. I ultimately think it will be Zach Root. James Roberts says, let's fucking go. And Pissed Off Pirate also says, also our top reliever, Shenkman, has missed time and is just coming back from injury. Yeah, we hit on that at the beginning there for sure. It's something that I have to be honest, I'm nervous about for you guys for sure. However, we get to this Wake Forest team, and they've got some bullpen issues too. Coach Tom Walter here, he's kind of didn't live up to expectations. This is last year's Tennessee. Tennessee last year entered the year number 1 overall preseason after a totally stacked team. Wake Forest, exact same thing when they lost a lot of pieces. And you look back on it, hindsight's 2020, but it was probably unfair to this year's team to put that kind of expectation on them. The theme of this Wake Forest team is power. Power on the mound, power at the plate. Wake Forest ranks second nationally in strikeout percentage on the mound and have hit the 9th most long balls at 113. That should be able to play here at Clark LeClaire Stadium. The Demon Deacons have 5 regulars in the lineup with at least 13 bombs, 6 hitters with averages over 300, and the standout amongst the ultra-talented group is Nick Kurtz. The first baseman leads the team with a 1327 OPS, 22 Nicky Nukes, and 65 runs scored, and he has missed multiple games this season also due to injury. The weekend rotation goes as follows here for Wake Forest, as I expect Chase Burns. I think Chase Burns is going to start game 1. If they want to switch it up, you could expect Josh Hartle, but for the sake of the exercise, Burns has thrown the first game for 8 straight weekends now, I think. Burns, the junior righty, is 10-1 with a 2.46 ERA, 184 strikeouts, 26 walks in 95 innings with a 0.25 SIERA. Game 2, Josh Hartle, the junior southpaw, is 7-3. Hasn't had the year that he's hoped for. Last year, he was stellar. This year, it's a 5.79 ERA, 81 strikeouts, 25 walks in 74.2 innings with a 3.11 SIERA. And then game 3, they have kind of gone with an opener recently of David Falco because of Michael Massey's back injury. Now let's get to this bullpen, because this is why I think Chase Burns has to start game 1. We saw it in his 2 most recent starts, NC State, North Carolina. He dominates, he shoves, the bullpen gives it up late, and they're sweating their balls off late in the game. The Deeks bullpen has been a disaster in recent weeks. On the season, the weekend's penny ERA is 5.61. It's not terrible, but it's also not good. They have plenty of pieces back there, but none of them are really in a groove. The names to know here that will come out of the pen this weekend: Cocaine Cole Rowland. I mean, he can't sit still when he's on the mound. Very entertaining guy to watch. Will Ray, Michael Massey, and Zach Johnston. The 3 seed in this Greenville Regional at 12-1 is VCU. 37-21 overall this season. They're 12-12 on the road. VCU feels a lot like the sacrificial lamb, or should I say the sacrificial ram in this Greenville Regional. They have a longer shot to win this regional than the 4 seed Evansville. The one thing that this squad really does well is limit runs. Brian Curley is the all-star of the staff as he's nails coming out of the bullpen with 78 strikeouts and 75.1 innings with a 2.51 ERA. The lineup is kind of a one-man show led by Brandon Eike, who is hitting 376 with an 11.55 OPS, 14 tanks, 61 RBI, and 56 runs scored this season. The weekend rotation goes as follows. Jack Hoymans, a junior right-hander, going in game ones. He's 4-2 with a 5.72 ERA, 48 strikeouts, 29 walks, and 45.2 innings this season with a 4.30 SIERA. That's just kind of been their game one starter recently. He's not their best starting pitcher. You know what? I mean, even if you go with your best guy against Wake, are you guaranteed to win that game? VCU may just want to get a victory under their belt and use their ace in the second game here. Christian Gordon, the senior lefty, 7-2 on the year, 4 ERA, 89 strikeouts, 31 walks, and 72 innings with a 3.13 SIERA. The only reason why I project it to be like this is how it's currently been for the back half of the regular season and through the conference tournament. This would be if both guys go on full rest. Hoymans game one, the better pitcher Christian Gordon in game two, and game three would be Everett Vaughn, a junior right-hander who's 1-3 this year with a 6.17 ERA, 31 strikeouts, 15 walks, and 42 innings with a 4.30 SIERA. On the weekends, the Rams bullpen has a 4.36 ERA. Curley is the gigantic piece here, but VCU also has 4 other arms that will trot out of there with a 4.10 sub ERA. So between these two teams in game one, I'm going to lean to Wake Forest. Wake Forest is minus 125 to win this regional. I think that would be a great parlay piece in the opening day as well for regionals. And then it gets to the losers bracket between VCU and Evansville. Like I previously mentioned, I think if VCU's live to win any game here, it would be game 2 with Christian Gordon on the mound. And Evansville, that powerful offense does have a chance to, put up some runs, but VCU has excelled at limiting them. So I would say VCU has the edge here. Evansville is going to be live throughout the losers bracket, though. But for right now, my prediction is that Evansville does go 2-barbecue just based off of matchups. I know they are one of the more dangerous 4 seeds, but I think they go down to ECU in game 1, and I think they just have a tough pitcher to face in game 2. The winner's bracket game here between ECU and Wake Forest. Currently, I have it projected Trey Yesavage against Josh Hartle. If that's currently the case, I would feel great with Yesavage. However, I don't know how he's going to look his first time out there after the collapsed lung. Josh Hartle hasn't looked great recently, so that's the reason why I'm still going to end up picking East Carolina. Hartle not really in a great groove, and also that bullpen struggling right now. It's tough. They're also 10-11 on the road straight up this season, the Demon Deeks are. So at plus 175, East Carolina is not a bad look to come out of the Greenville Regional. Then we got Wake Forest against VCU in game 3. I feel really good about Wake's offense going up against VCU here with Everett Vaughn starting this game, 6.17 ERA. And the bullpen would have already had 2 games under their belt for VCU. So you're going to be throwing a couple of those pieces on one day rest, maybe no day, like bringing them back to back, or on a Saturday. Pardon me, it's probably a doubleheader for these Rams against Wake Forest. So some of these guys could possibly be pitching on the same day, just about 7 hours later. So then I think Wake Forest comes through the losers bracket to then face East Carolina. The Deeks will have to beat the Pirates twice, 2 games in a row, to advance out of the Greenville Regional the way I currently have it projected. East Carolina's got Ethan Norby and or Eric Ritchie starting both of those games there. Their bullpen's deep. The offense can play. I think they take one of those 2 games against Wake here. And like I said, this is a pick that I don't really love. I really have trouble putting faith behind this pitching staff of East Carolina when we really haven't seen these guys throw recently. So East Carolina at plus 175, I think it makes logistical sense. Wake Forest 10-11 on the road this season, minus money here in Greenville, one of the best atmospheres in the country. This is a tough pick. I'm going to go with East Carolina. Crutch says, I agree with you mostly about VCU here. Arguably weaker than Evansville, but I'm expecting Hartle to get that start with Burns to follow versus ECU and Evansville. Tyler Pemberton says, what book has parlays for regional winners? I honestly haven't even tried the parlay regional winners. Just bet them straight. Even if it's minus 125, bet it straight. And Tennessee at minus 250, just bet them game to game. That would be my advice. So that wraps up today. I mean, we have a bracket pool set up over there on D1 Baseball. I don't know if you can search for the name. It's called the College Baseball Experience X SGPN. The link is in the description below to join that bracket pool. Prizes will be announced soon. Thank you all for joining the College Baseball Experience today. Adios, amigos.